Hello, my fellow buyers. Today we're here to talk about Google Ads, specifically AI updates. 2025 has been a tremendous year for AI and Google. We're talking about AI overview being introduced. We're talking about AI mode being integrated. We're talking about AI Max being part of Google Ads. And we're talking about AI infused smart bidding with broad match. And what we want to do is go over the timeline and then talk about how we can be part of this wave. What changes do you need to make in your campaigns to make sure they are more AI infused, especially as your clients begin to ask, are we being part of this wave or are we being left behind? AI overviews were first introduced back in May 2024. AI mode, right, which is the chat, those were made official all in the US in almost July 1st, right? End of June. This month, it had a global rollout and now there are agentic capabilities as well. We're not going to talk about the agentic because that's still being released. And I think search we're at a point where we can kind of go over a lot of the changes and see how we can adapt that and make your search campaigns even better. And just for reference, AI overview is more of a summary. The AI mode is like chat based. It actually provides a lot of information. Roughly 15 to 20% of all queries appear as AI mode. 80% do not. So as much as people say, oh, AI is taking over search, that's not really the case. It's actually 80% does not include any type of AI. I think what the problem is that some verticals, it appears all the time. Like when some verticals, 50%, this is with health queries. So when you're talking about vitamins or you're talking about cancer or illness or whatnot, or how to get healthy, it appears 50% of the time. There's also something called zero-click search. And zero-click search, we all need to get used to because that is part of that 20% AI portion that I was talking about, the AI overview and the AI mode, where the answers appear right at the top, where it's all aggregated in terms of what it is, what you need to know, and next steps in the chat. There's no click. That's really it. Now, AI overview does take clicks. I believe it takes it from search and it takes it from Google My Business, I believe is how you can get integrated there. And also shopping. It does do it with shopping as well. And people are less clicking and using search. Now, I don't think it's as tremendous as people say, and the data supports that. What's really taken a hit is organic search. Organic search has been completely hosed. And that's because the real estate, when you think about it, right? Your AI overview appears or AI mode, and you're just going through it. What's the next thing that appears right under that display? Paid. So paid comes, so right at the bat, it's about the top third, maybe in the top half, and then it's paid. When does organic appear? Not until the very bottom. That's why so many SEO people are adapting, changing. Now it's called answer engine optimization because they're trying to change a lot of the queries so they can even beat paid, right? They're trying to hack the algorithm or be part of that AI overview or AI mode. Very smart play. Paid has gone down as well, but not as bad. It's still part of the high intent audience as long as you're part of the question of the AI query itself, which is usually a question and the answer appears. You want to be part of the AI overview or you want to be underneath it. We're going to go into that. Sponsorship ads are coming for AI mode and summary. Like I was saying, the AI summary actually already takes a lot of, link media and they take shopping and taking Google My Business. But it will eventually come for AI mode as well. It's a matter of time. And also even ChatGPT has been talking about sponsorship opportunities for advertisers. At the end of the day, Google search is not free. Somebody has to pay for it, and that's advertising. One thing I mentioned at the very beginning of this video was AI Max. AI Max, a reincarnation of dynamic search ads. I'm not sure if you guys remember dynamic search ads. Those were the ads that would scan your landing page, and then it would develop a keyword list search, and then it would optimize all the different subdomains within your domain and make conversions happen. I never was a fan of it. It got sunsetted, and then it came back as AI Max. Notice it doesn't say AI DSA or anything like that. And a lot of the reason DSA went away was because of expanded text ads. So at the time it was expanded text ads, then it was DSA, and then there was responsive search ads. Responsive search ads have 15 different headlines, 4 different descriptions. And then on top of that, you have dynamic keyword insertion. DSA didn't have anywhere to go, so it got sunsetted. So they brought this back as AI Max. I'm not a believer in this. I have rarely used it. Some people swear by it, But at the end of the day, you want a good campaign that is probably broad, that's using smart bidding, and that's all you need. And that is because you already have RSA. So I'm not poo-pooing this. I mean, there's some people that swear by it, and God bless them. So now we have AI tips, right? Where are we going all this? You talked about a wave. How are we going to adapt my campaigns to make sure they're even better? I have some examples. So I have roofing, restaurant, HVAC business. And notice here I say an AI informational query and high intent non-research. So let's stay with AI informational. These are queries that activate that 20% of AI modes that I was talking about, right? And that's part of the zero click behavior. What we want to do is make sure we're using those keywords that will activate that query. And those are questions. That's usually long phrase. And we want to make sure we're asking key questions that are very informational based, such as how to get the best roofing leads. What is the top burger place in LA? What's the top organic burger place in LA? What is the best HVAC repair? Who has the best certifications that has the lowest return rate or lowest complaint rate, etc. Those are AI informational queries. You want to make sure those exact queries are part of your AdWords campaign. And then what you want to do is layer in. This is a very key thing I've recently discovered. Layer in market and affinity audiences. That is a key, my friends. Why would you do that, Yousaf? Because when you have long phrase matches, right, that would appear, say, in AI overview. God bless you. It appears there. The link appears there. Awesome. And then say you don't make it, and say you're at the first, remember the paid result underneath the AI overview or AI mode, and you're that first paid placement, right? You want to ensure that you're there. So say somebody outbids you. What you want is to make sure that you have the in-market and affinity audiences to almost like trump that person. It's just more of a one-to-one match. Chances are, if you're using that, Google will automatically sense that and try and put you as close as it can to the answer for the zero-click search behavior. Do you see where I'm going with that? So again, we've all been taught, oh yeah, just let it run and don't use any kind of in-market or affinity audiences. Just let the algorithm find it. I'm finding the exact opposite. Use in-market, use affinity audiences, have it learn. And then another thing I want you to do is use snippets, use site links as well. Make sure your site links are question and answer based as well. Make sure they're facts, frequently asked questions. That's even smarter to make sure they appear there. And that's what you're all doing. You're trying to make it more informational and answer based in not only for your keywords, but also for your creative and ad copy, where I was going with the site links, as well as even part of the answer base for the headlines and descriptions. The next part of this question is high intent non-research. This is the 80% of the queries that do not appear within AI mode. For that's going to be very high intent. Buy roofing leads for sale, best homemade burger in Los Angeles, what's close by to me. For HVAC, emergency repair HVAC, 24-hour HVAC. Those are very high intent. I'm not messing around kind of term. That's exactly what you want to drive that engagement, right? So you have the AI informational, which asks questions and answers. So all that ad copy, all those terms are question and answer based. Then you have the high intent traditional search. And that's the buy now, I'm looking for this now, what do I do? Click here, visit our page today, that kind of stuff. So this is a very dynamic and very cool. And I think a lot of people are not talking about these, almost like these two different avenues that you can explore for search. I want you to also measure performance, combine new metrics and KPIs, especially when it comes to zero-click search, is doing a lot of the mid-funnel upper conversions, trying to convert people that are ATC abandonment, landing page view, high video completion rates, those are all signals that allow for retargeting and get people through the funnel. Future-proofing campaigns. Really what I'm talking about here is what I was talking about earlier, the dynamic keyword insertion, the dynamic geos that we were talking about, having to make sure that you're constantly including the location-based, best burger in Los Angeles within your ads. Say if you're a national advertiser, for using that dynamic geo intake to show the county, the state, or the city. And I have a whole video on that, which is really cool. And that's really it, my friends. So again, let me know if you have any questions.